I take a lot of the roiling discontent that is evident globally. People angry. There's a lot of anger around the world at that their political systems aren't delivering what we're promised, or even delivering what anyone should expect in terms of basic security, material, or dignity. That this kind of roiling discontent that is evident everywhere is not a sign of the breakdown of something in a negative way, but I think is the chrysalis of something. And that is, never have more people felt like they have the right to have a voice, and they have a right to have their needs met, and they have a right to express their discontent, and the belief that that should be heard. Now, the problem is not everyone's individual voice can be heard because it's just too noisy. But if you think about the arc of human history, most people either lacked the consciousness or lacked legitimately the belief that they could meaningfully do anything about their circumstances. For most of history, you were born where you were born. You were born into the gender you were born, and the place you were born, and the society and the frameworks. And there was very little you could do to change that. And if you tried to change that, you were punished in one form or another. And most people didn't try, right? You lived in the framework you lived in, and you dealt with the hand that you were dealt. And I think this belief now that human beings are believing more and more everywhere that they are, in fact, agents of their own lives, is a kind of a growth of consciousness, a growth of human expectation of life and dignity, or if you want to borrow the beginning of the Declaration of Independence, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as a kind of a global individual belief. And it's 8 billion people who are noisier and have the ability to be noisier because all these social media tools give them a microphone. And that can be confusing, and it can be loud and noisy, and it can be dangerous, and it can verge on chaos, and it can verge on, you don't know when that particular genie is out of the bottle and those energies are unleashed. You don't know where they're going to go. And some fear about that is legit. But I take the efflorescence of that noise and the demand of, hey, I'm a person with dignity and deserve and need those needs to be honored and respected. I think that is powerful in a good way. And we're kind of in the early stages of figuring that out. And it is, as I just said, with a lot of risks. But I also take that as the beginning of something pretty magnificent.